Tonight, in our ongoing series, Asking the Experts during the coronavirus pandemic, we are focusing specifically on high school seniors and getting them the help they need to prepare at a very critical time as they transition into that next step in life. A critical time. And talk about timing. In Virginia, Governor Ralph Northam's canceled public schools through the rest of the school year. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee is expected to announce tomorrow whether or not schools will reopen. Classes are already canceled through at least the end of April, the 27th, when they can go back to class. So imagine this. You're a senior in high school and you're in the midst of preparing to go to college, submitting those applications, and now you're not allowed in the building. It's a real issue that has caught the attention of the Niswonger Foundation, and now they're joining us tonight via Skype. This is Denise Arnold. She's with the foundation, which is based in Greenville. Denise, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Josh. I really appreciate the opportunity to share more about our program and also to hopefully reach the homes of many of our students that we miss so very much.
Yeah, this is an urgent issue, I know, for your foundation that is working 24/7 with kids all across Northeast Tennessee to get them through K through 12 and then get them into college and get them through college. But why is this a really critical time for high school seniors, these spring months that we're in right now?
Josh, we were in the midst of helping our students to complete a number of tasks, and the spring is the most intensive time for doing this for seniors. Those seniors have filled out college applications. We've helped 87% of the students in our region to submit a FAFSA application. However, with that FAFSA application, for some of them, and of course the FAFSA is the free application for student aid. And so students have submitted that application, but now FAFSA has reached out to some of them and said, we need more information or you need to correct something. And that's an incredibly daunting task for many of our first generation college students. And honestly, it's a daunting task for many of our parents, even though they may have gone to college. That process has changed tremendously over the years. So students are also, we are in the process of trying to have Tennessee Promise meetings. It's a mandatory meeting. And Tennessee Achieves is the partnering organization for that. And the spring meeting is a mandatory meeting, and those are typically held in each high school in our region. Many of those meetings, actually the majority of those meetings, had to be canceled this spring. So they have alternatively come up with a webinar that students can watch and receive credit for attending this meeting. We still have a large number of our students in the region who have not logged in and watched that webinar. So that deadline is May 15th. And I know, I was once a high school student and also the parent of high school students, that they may not be feeling that sense of urgency yet, but I really would urge them to go online. They can find the link to that website on niswongercare.com, which is our website, or they can visit Tennessee Achieves. But it's incredibly important that students complete that webinar by May 15th, or they're actually no longer in the Tennessee Promise pipeline.
And that could be tragic, Denise. Are you concerned at this point that you have an undetermined number of high school seniors who maybe were thinking about and were in that direction of going to college and maybe would have ended up in college with some support had the schools been open, had those guidance counselors had that face-to-face, had all the meetings still gone on as planned? Are you concerned that some kids are literally going to just give up and not follow that possibility?
Josh, that is a real concern that we have. One of the challenges is that we weren't really prepared to reach out to students virtually. We have some email addresses, we have some cell phone numbers, but students are not typically prone to checking that email very often. It's not the means of communication that they prefer. Another issue that we have, and in many of our rural schools, our students don't necessarily always have the same cell phone or cell phone number. Sometimes those change. So students no longer even have access to that original email that they created when they filled out all of these applications. So the one big message I could tell students is please check your email. And if they don't have access to that email, our advisors are on standby. We would be glad to help them troubleshoot. We would also be glad to help them to create a new email and update those records. on their financial aid forms and on those applications at the colleges and universities.
So let's, I'm not going to kid myself and say that we have a tremendously huge audience of high schoolers watching the news tonight, but I think we may have some moms and dads and some grandmas and grandpas who are watching this. I'm thinking the message needs to be, this is a critical time, if you have a high school senior, to get very involved in where we are. Now, they're probably saying, all right, great, what do I do? Walk us through that, Denise. What should you do if you are a parent of a high school senior or a grandparent, you want them to go to college, but the plans aren't nailed down? What should be your first, second, and maybe third step?
First step would be to have the discussion with that student to see where they are in the process. Of course, some of them are further along than others. We have students who have every I dotted and every T crossed and they're ready to go. We have others that were in the process. So finding out where that student is along that journey is the most important thing. I would also like to say that there are maybe some students who aren't necessarily sure of where they were in that process. So my plea to any of them, we have advisors. They're on standby. They are communicating every day from 8:30 to 4, Monday through Friday. And so that parent can also reach out to an advisor. Those advisors already have built a relationship with these seniors, so they know where they are in the process and they have records and they have data. School counselors are another great resource, but first is assessing where they are in the plan. And the second thing would be determining what are those next steps. Do I need to complete the Tennessee Promise webinar? Do I need to fulfill a missing requirement for my college application, such as submitting my immunization records? So that would be the second thing that I would recommend. The third thing is our colleges, from Tennessee Colleges of Applied Technology, our community colleges, and our universities are all reaching out to students. They want to support students as well. So don't be afraid to make that phone call to whatever institution that you've applied, and they will assist you as well. Ask for help.
It would be a real tragedy. Yeah, ask for help, and it would be a real tragedy, I would think, in the midst of all the things we have lost in the pandemic, those opportunities and dreams, to also lose a chance to help your child get into college. I don't want to miss the opportunity as well to say your website again, because I think that seems to be a key step. It is a free step for many kids. You know, you're not charging for this service to help them, and you're working with the guidance counselors at those schools. So one more time, that website and what they will find there that might help them.
Okay, our website is niswongercare.com. On that website, and our website is designed specifically aimed at those students. So one of the first things that they're going to see is a link that says contact your advisor. Once they click on that, they're going to see an entire list of every high school, all 30 high schools that we serve. They can click on that high school and it will take them to the page for the advisor that serves their school. And like I said, many of these students already know those advisors because they've been working with them since the beginning of their senior year. So that gives them the contact information. They can email the advisor. They can also sign up for a Remind account with the advisor, and that's a two-way texting communication platform. And our advisors, of course, they're near peer, so they're younger and they're very adept at using that and communicating that way. So that would be the easiest way for them to get in touch with someone. And I certainly want to point out, I know that your audience extends into Southwest Virginia. We would be very glad if any of those students wanted to reach out to us. While our expertise is in Tennessee, we certainly would want to support and encourage those students and help them to locate the person that they needed to talk to. So if they don't find the name of their school on our website, we urge them, there's a contact us, which is a 24-hour chat that they would just shoot a message on there and someone will get back in touch with them for that as well.
What an opportunity, and a free one at that. Denise Arnold with the Niswonger Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and answering these questions. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Josh, for the opportunity.
And we want to let you know there is contact information that you'll be able to find on our website, WJHL.com, and we'll be back in just a few moments. Stay with us.